I went home dry that night, though. If you ask Auston Holleman, do the women in Uruguay like Black American men? And I'm going to tell you, fucking hell yes. The equivalent to how they do in Brazil. Pay attention to that. Brazil is the country that changed my life, which means if I told you my first experience traveling abroad would have been here in this city, it as well would have changed my life in the exact same way. Not as extreme, but it would have changed my life enough to still get on YouTube and talk about it and become a YouTuber based off of that experience. I'm telling you, the choosing signals I get, the conversations I have when I talk, the energy I get, the length of the conversations I have with these women when I meet them, there's no way that they don't like you. And I've approached about 40 women since I've got here. So I went in and it was only white people, pretty much white Uruguayans in there. So I was like, it's kind of like Argentina, but the energy was different. The vibe was a little different. It was a little more open. People weren't really looking at you like, oh, what's that? It was still just like, oh, it's just another person. Like in Argentina, it was not uncommon to get looks kind of like, oh, what's that? I did feel that a few times. So they let me in. I was by myself. I went in there. I filmed for you guys. Wasn't really feeling it didn't feel right to approach. It felt like a spot where you just needed to stand there for a minute and just read the room. But then I started to feel awkward. So I was like, let me go somewhere else. I left, went somewhere else to get something to eat, came back. When I came back, same thing in that room. I went to the front room. When I went to the front room, it was just a whole dance floor where everybody was pretty much socializing with each other, which is what I like. I'm sitting by the bar. The bartender is choosing hella hard. I got her information. The girls on the dance floor choosing hella hard. I got plenty of their information as well. And I talked to them as well. They're all super choosy. All you have to do is stand somewhere where you can be chosen and you can see everybody else and they can see you and you will not have to move until you get the green light. I mean, I still approach anyway. I've never been against cold approach. I just was never pro cold approach. But in this scenario, being here has actually turned me into more pro cold approach. And it's been working like a motherfucker here. In Brazil, it didn't work, but here it works. And the difference between I noticed here versus Argentina was in Argentina, they didn't really want to, it didn't feel like they wanted to be seen talking to you in public. It was more like, oh, let's do it off on the side. I'm standing there and there's so many different chicks to choose from that. And I'm telling you guys, these chicks' bodies are like fucking amazing. And their faces are beautiful and they're full of energy, just like the Brazilian women. And there's one, she literally walks up with her friend and then they're talking and then they both look at me. So I took that as a choosing signal. And I ended up talking to her for a while, but I think something may have been a little bit more to that story, if you know what I mean, read between the lines. I got her info and she started bullshitting a little bit, trying to play a little bit. But then there's another chick that walks up and does the exact same thing. I ordered a drink from the bartender and she gave me this lip bite like that. Like she bit her lips when she looked at me. I was like, damn, that's, it's been a while since I got that. Okay, so I got her info. And they can all see me getting info from me. I'm not getting rejected. I went home dry that night, though. It's very hard choosing. They're choosing very hard. So I walked around to do some more recording. I seen another black guy, the only other black guy I had seen in the club that night. So he looked American, too. So I asked him, where was he from? He said he was from Carolina. I was like, okay. So I kicked it with him for a minute, talked to him. And then he had two chicks with him. And so he tried to introduce me to one. And she's like, no, I don't want to meet him. I don't want to meet him. I don't know what the hell her problem was. I don't know why she didn't want to meet me, but I didn't look into it. I was getting too much action to be worried about somebody that said they don't want to meet me. I went home dry that night, though. I go outside, and it's literally like a fucking strip of just 8s and 9s wrapped around the building, going to the next club next door. And there's this one chick that walks out, and she has some dude with her. And I think he was gay, though. She had on this fucking Native American. She looked like a Native, like an Incan or something, right? Like this white thing that looked like she was some sort of, like she was ready to go hunt or something, but it was sexy because it looked like a Pocahontas type. I don't know what you would call it. And she was literally like damn near jaw drop choosing it. Like when she walked by, she had her mouth open. So I was like, damn, it caught me off guard. I spoke, of course, but it caught me off guard. But she kept walking, and I should have stopped her. But I was still readjusting to the I'm not doing that. I was regretting that I didn't just try to look into that one a little more, because man, that shit, she was off the fucking chain. She was off the chain. The chicks that are driving by in the cars are looking out at the windows, waving, smiling. I'm telling you. And there's certain clubs that you can go to here that I found out where the chicks go looking for black dudes, just like anywhere else. Just like anywhere else where there's not a large black population, they do that. That's here too. And I went to 3 of those yesterday. To this first club called Casa Uma that you guys told me to go to in the comments. Somebody told me to go there. We went there, and I have it on video. I'm going to show you guys. We went inside, and literally everybody was like this. Just look to the back. And it was like bad bitches. Like, these are bad chicks. And so we were kind of like, shit. And he's like, yeah, we got some eyes on us. I'm like, yeah, I see that. So when it was like that, we was like, you know, let's just go sit by. Let's order the drinks and then go sit by the bar. Or go stand by the bar. So we stood by the bar. We turned around. We were sitting there talking. So we're looking at the room. I swear to God, every single chick in that damn club was looking at us. Even the ones that had dudes with them were looking at us. I went home dry that night though. So I was telling them, I was like, damn, you know, I've been to Brazil and I've bragged about the choosing signals there. And I've been to Kenya and I bragged about the choosing signals there. But I've never gotten chosen like I have yesterday. And I don't know if it's because it was 2 of us, which that always helps in my situation. Like I can get choosing signals by myself. But when I'm with somebody else and they have the same type of flow or energy that I have, they have the same mindset in the moment, it's undefeatable. That's why me and Fred, when I first got to Brazil, we were undefeatable because we had a very similar mindset. And when we would go out as a pair, it would be undefeatable. They look at us like, oh, you know, that's somebody black. Oh, look at him. He's different. Here, they're looking and they're going to look into you. Meaning they're going to look into it. Meaning they're going to fuck with you. Meaning they're going to talk to you. Meaning they're going to do everything that it arouses interest versus just look at that thing over there. You're going to, if you're moving around the way how I do, you will spend $100 per day. Like the Hard Rock Cafe was $40. Then we spent, we got a table. We didn't even get a table. We just paid to get in the VIP, no table. That was $200. It was worth it. You know, there was a lot of women. That was a lot of women we got to be around. $200. A lot of women that were socially active. You know, it's not like these women were just in there to be pretty. They were in there to do what the club was made for, to socialize and meet other people. That's what they did. And I loved it. I was in that motherfucker 6 hours talking nonstop. That's Uruguay. And they said, the hell I'm seeing with my 2 eyes. Like, I didn't take my camera with me today. And every time I don't take my camera is when I see the best shit. Like, we go to that club and we're getting chose heavy. We're getting, what was it, this one? Yeah, we're at the first club still. And we're getting chose heavy. And the guy was telling me out here, instead of asking for the number, and if you're somebody like me, this works great, right? Because I'm an influencer. You go for the Instagram. Don't even ask them for their number, because number one, most chicks are not going to, like 99% of chicks, if you say, hey, what's your Instagram? They're going to know you're flirting with them, but they're not going to say no because they want to build their followers up. Anybody can find their Instagram at some point. It's not really private information. So they're not going to, but if you are like me and him and they go to your Instagram and you have a portfolio, you've been to this country, this country, this country, this country. His life is like this. He does this, this, this. Here, they will shoot you a DM. That works worldwide, but I'm noticing here is very good. They go to your Instagram like, oh, shit. Oh, yeah, I see you. So what are you doing today? That's what it's like here, okay? Work on your Instagram. Seriously. My shit is undefeated now. I got women on there. I got me in fucking 16 countries on there. Workout. I mean, mine is undefeated. And then I got a YouTube attached with 86,000 subscribers on it. We are getting chose. I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and do my icebreaker. So I start talking to the first chick. Asked her what's the name. Went through in English. She's like, oh no, I don't speak English. So then I was like, oh yeah, I know Portuguese. She's like, oh yeah, I know Portuguese too. So we talked like that. She gave me her IG. Cool. I did it again to another one. That one didn't really want to talk for some reason. Cool. Then there's a table of chicks. It's 6 of them. They all looked at us, waved at us, smiled at us. The table next to them is another group of 3 chicks with dudes with them that don't look gay. They look like they're with them, and they're looking and smiling. So it was literally like being in a fucking can. It's like, where do we start? Which one do we do? I went home dry that night though. Everybody in here is fucking sexy. Like we could have stayed there, and that I would have been able to tell you the same story, but we didn't stay there. We went somewhere else. A lot of these places will let you in by yourself if you're black, but I noticed since it was 4 of us, they looked at us like, oh, we can't let you in. No reason. They were like, oh, we just can't do that. The people at the front are tripping. Why are they tripping? We're like, oh, well, can we pay to get in? We know it's free, but can we pay extra? No, because once we get inside of there, it's over with. It's over with once we get inside there anyway. First club, the chicks was looking at us almost with this face like, where are you going? Bro, my confidence was so fucking high. I was so confident from that experience. I was bold as shit. I was bold as fuck. Like I was saying stuff that I haven't said in a long time when I approached. Like I was super bold. That's what it did to me. You guys watch. It was one chick. She asked me, so what are you about to do? I was like, I'm about to fuck you. I straight up told her. That's how confident I got, and I did. I told her straight up, and she was with her friends, and they all looked at me. And was like, yeah, take her. I said, God damn. I went home dry that night though, and I'm leaving tomorrow. What the fuck am I? Man, I was just on point yesterday. I went home dry that night though. I would cut my finger off to feel like how I felt yesterday all day. If I could feel like that permanently, I would take a finger away. Hundreds of beautiful women come through and they looking. They're walking by looking, like sizing you up, sizing you up. I'm not bullshitting. And the guys that I was with was taller than me, like by maybe 6 inches. So they're going to get choosing signals just because women like taller men. So that it was an undefeatable quad we had. It was undefeatable. The first spot that we went to Friday, they wouldn't let us in there. Bunch of beautiful women going in there too. Got them on video. I got that on video too. Wouldn't let us go in there. There's another spot that was walking distance from that. We went in there. There's a line of beautiful women. I got them on video. I got them to say hello to the camera. Hell, I think I even went as far as putting the camera on the window and waving like I wanted. I was like, nah, these motherfuckers finna see this content today. We get inside, we waiting in line. They hear us speaking English, just like in Salvador. They're like, oh. Icebreaker. Just us talking amongst ourselves was an icebreaker. So we were able to socialize with them just like that. We get inside. There's literally, if there was 150 beautiful women in there, it was about 100 of them that was 7.5 and up. Like it wasn't too many average looking chicks in there. So we get in there, we go to VIP to get a drink. There's a chick, a beautiful, and I think I just fucked it up today. Like I was a little too bold too soon, and I think I might have ran her off, but fuck it. I was getting my drink and she walked by breaking her neck. So I spoke. Her conversation was a little like, she's not really talking about nothing. So many other women choosing. I was just like, okay, well, nice meeting you. You're not really saying much. When I stopped paying her attention and she saw other women coming up to me, she walks up and grabs me and is like, how come you didn't come speak to me? I wanted you to come talk to me. And this chick is like a solid 9. If you're in my inner circle, I showed the Instagram. She's like a solid 9. It's that many beautiful women in here to the point where they will come tell you, why are you not talking to me? You guys know in Dallas, the women that are 9s, they're not doing that. Because they know that there's not that many other, their head is this big. They're not going to do that. If you don't talk to them, it's a wrap. And I spoke to her and she's basically saying like, you didn't speak enough. My phone ran out of internet. I think I missed out because I was still at the club. I looked at the phone. I didn't realize until this morning. She texted me at 3:30, like, where are you at? I was like, fuck. This damn internet fucked my game up big time. Now that would have been a story. I want to go smoke my cigar. We went upstairs. You know, weed is legal here, so people will go upstairs to smoke weed. I went up there to smoke my cigar. There's like 50 chicks upstairs in the smoking area. I'm over here talking, laughing. I get the bartender. I didn't get it. My homeboy got it, but I was talking to her. But my homeboy got her info. Upstairs, I pull out the cigar. The choosing signals went up again because I'm smart. I don't think there's a lot of cigar shops right here, so it's not common. The damn cigar got me some action. The cigar got me some. I had chicks walking up. Can I try it? Beautiful chicks. Ask can they try the cigar? There's 3 chicks. I got it on video. There's 3 chicks and there's a gay dude with them. There's 3 chicks and a gay dude, and they're all entertaining me. They're all talking to me at the same time, and they're just so impressed by how I don't know Spanish. And the chicks ask the same question. So what made you come to Uruguay? Nobody ever comes here. I came here just to fuck with you. That's why I'm here. Just so you know that. I don't know Spanish. Don't worry. I'm gonna learn just enough to interact with your ass. Just FYI. I went home dry that night though. So we're on top of this smoking area, and I'm talking crazy because I'm feeling so good. I'm so confident. I'm talking crazy. The dudes that I'm hanging with, one of them was like, okay, I could see why this nigga was going viral. Because I'm telling you, the way how I talk like that in person too. Like the bold stuff I say, that's not just me. That I'm the same person in person. So I was talking like that. And they loved it. They love the boldness. They love I don't give a fuck. They love that I don't give a fuck. Women love that. I'm telling you. So we are up here hanging out, talking. Women keep on approaching. I don't think we had a dull moment when we were on top of that damn thing. When we were on top of the roof, I don't think we had a dull moment where we weren't talking to women. Like I just don't think I don't think it happened where we were dry. I went home dry that night though. Like the minute we got up there, they were on us. The minute we were in there, they were on us. The entire time they were on us. Back downstairs, VIP. It's okay in there. It's getting a little too crowded. So we come back upstairs again. We're getting even more choosing signals this time. It's 5 o'clock in the morning now, so the daylight is out. So now the chicks that are choosing, you can really see them now. There's this one chick, she was choosing so hard. She may as well have had a blur behind her where you couldn't see the background and a fucking spotlight above her head. Like you couldn't miss it. And the reason I said you couldn't miss it was because she even moved out of the crowd into an empty spot and just stared and smiled. So I responded, and I was lit. I was lit than a motherfucker. So I asked when I get lit like that, I'll ask the guy I'm with, like, you think I should get this one? And he was lit too. He said no, but Paul said it was a yeah. So I don't know what the hell to do. But all I knew was I was like, you know what? I'm not leaving dry today. So I'm gonna do it, and I don't regret it. And I introduced myself. She introduces herself, and within 15 minutes we were leaving, and it could have been 5. Now I'm not saying you gonna have that experience because I'm not promoting nothing. Don't say I'm not promoting. I'm just telling you what happened with me. That choosing signal, and like I told you, she was like, "So what do you want to do?" I said, "I'm about to fuck you. I ain't playing. I wasn't playing. I was not playing. I was bold than a motherfucker." And you know what she said? She said, "Okay." I was like, damn, I gotta leave tomorrow? That was like the least resistance I've ever gotten. Like, she's just like, okay. And so I looked at her friends like, yeah, I'm gonna take her with me. They was like, yeah, take her, have fun. I said, whoa, what the fuck is going on here? Do they know I'm Auston Holleman, or is it just like that here? It was too good to be true. I was like, let me go double check with my homeboy again. She wanna leave right now. What, you think I should stay here and try to get something else, or should I just go on it while it's hot? And he wasn't no help. He gonna say, do what you want to do. First he said no, then he said, do what you want to do. Okay. So I did what I wanted to do. I did not what I wanted. I did what I needed to do. I did what was best. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to the bathroom real quick, and then we gonna go. And then it went from there. I went home dry that night though. I told you I was having such a good time. There was 3 or 4 chicks. One like, she was talking about me. She's like, no, this is my boyfriend. And I was like, well, you walking off a little too much. This other chick is like, I actually have a boyfriend, but I want you too. And I'm like, oh. And then the third one didn't say nothing. When I was like, well, shit, I'm getting you too then. I said, matter of fact, I could take on all 3 of y'all. That's what I told them. There was one that I told you guys, she was like, how come you didn't come talk to me? And then she texted me at like 3 o'clock in the morning, like, where you at? And then I kind of fumbled it today because I was just so damn confident. I was just getting so much action. I'm bold. And y'all know no reservations. He ain't no help because he been showing me some stuff in the group chat. And I'm like, man, I got to try to say that next time. I'm going to try that line. He didn't tell me I should have waited a little bit before I got that bold. So the chick is like, oh, yeah, you know, I'm at the house. Where you at? This and that. And I'm putting 2 and 2 together. Like, she got high interest and she was looking for me at 3:30 in the morning. And now she asked me where I'm at. She said she at the house and she's showing me what she's doing. And I was just like, fuck it. I can just give you some good dick. And I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. She didn't respond after that. I went home dry that night though.